So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the potential release of an Ashley DLC for Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I'll also explain evidence that supports this idea and why I think this might end up happening. So first things first, if we actually go back to the first time the first trailer for Resident Evil 4 Remake dropped, there was a lot of interesting things that happened in that trailer. Now, if you guys remember, we actually saw Ashley appear in kind of in front of the Hunter's Lodge, and kind of like in the forest, kind of the gate area. It was a very strange location. This kind of sparked a lot of discussion in the RE community. Even I talked about it, since the trailer kind of alluded to the fact that we might be playing as Ashley in different areas of the game. You know, not like in the original where we only played in the night room. Well, when Resident Evil 4 Remake kind of released, a lot of that speculation kind of died down since, of course, you know, if you've played Resident Evil 4 Remake, you guys are well aware of that. Capcom actually did a really faithful adaptation by keeping Ashley's section in the castle night kind of area. Now, another theory that was also discounted after the release of Resident Evil 4 Remake was the fact that I don't specifically remember if it was the first trailer or the second trailer, but we actually had a scene where we saw Mendes kind of show up in like the second floor of his house. And sure enough, if you guys have played Separate Ways, you guys know that that scene made an appearance. So if anything, it kind of just begs the question, are we going to get a prequel DLC for Ashley? Kind of explaining how she got kidnapped, maybe a DLC explaining her trying to escape, and perhaps seeing the other missing travelers that we see get killed at the start of the game. We can actually see their bodies later on in the village sections. Now, of course, I'm just kind of just thinking at the top of my head here, I'm just spitballing ideas for this Ashley DLC, but I still think that it would actually be a cool idea. Now, another thing that also supports this theory that we are going to be getting an Ashley DLC, well, you know what, before we get started with that, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and also consider subscribing if you guys haven't already, because I post Resident Evil videos every single week, but only subscribe if you guys want to see more Resident Evil videos. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, another thing that actually supports this idea is even if you look at the cover art for the game, if you look down below, you actually see Ashley again in the forested sections. Now, another point that I actually want to bring up is the fact that if this is just fake, why would Capcom kind of show us a section where Ashley would never show up in? Like, they could have just given us the same night sections that we saw, like in later trailers that showed up for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Like, why was the first trailer or second trailer for Resident Evil 4 Remake kind of showcasing Ashley in a location that we would never be, like, we wouldn't be able to play in? That's kind of sus. I don't think that that's exactly what would happen. I don't think Capcom has ever kind of just showed that for Resident Evil, where they show us something and then it's just a lie, kind of like in a Marvel way. You know how Marvel movies do that? But you know what? At the end of the day, I think the best argument here for us getting an Ashley DLC is the fact that Mendes ended up showing up in Separate Ways. So that kind of just shows us that Capcom doesn't just show stuff for nothing. I think we might end up getting like a cool prequel DLC where we play as Ashley going through the village, you know, kind of escaping. But then at the end of the DLC, she gets taken back, you know, she gets kidnapped and placed in the castle tower. And then, you know, that's when the events of Resident Evil 4 Remake start. So I think it would be a really cool idea for a prequel Ashley DLC. If you guys enjoyed this topic, make sure to click this video where we actually go over a potential Wesker report DLC for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.